G'day there, my name is Tony and I wanted to talk to you today about what happens when someone doesn't agree with you. Whoa, that's a bit of a dodgy one, isn't it? If we have a different point of view about something, who's right and who's wrong? Well, how do we work that out? You know, it's a pretty common problem for us all, isn't it? You know, we don't necessarily agree with everything that other people say, and we definitely don't always agree with each other when we're having a discussion, right? This is true. It's also true that we don't have to agree with each other all the time. Life would be completely boring, I reckon, if that happened. So the question I'm asking today is, how do we handle it when we have a disagreement with someone? What happens if someone doesn't agree with you? See, do you seek to understand that person's point of view? Or do you just go in boots and all and protect your position? I know, we can do it both ways, can't we? No matter which way you choose to do it, what happens when you feel like someone just doesn't agree? You know, do you feel the hackles rising at the back of your neck? That can be a bit of an indicator. You know, do you start to get aggro with the other person? Do you start to get angry with their position, you know? Or on the other hand, do you just cave in and just agree with everything they say? It might be easier at the time, but it doesn't necessarily make you agree with their whole opinion, right? See, this is interesting. We've got many different ways to deal with it. And why does that happen? You know, I thought it was all about the facts, the truth. You can't bend the truth, can you? They say the facts never lie. Well, I'm going to ask you, maybe they do. And what's that all about? See, here's an interesting point. Maybe the facts can be clear. Maybe the truth can be obvious. But not everyone thinks the same way, right? So why is that? When someone doesn't agree with what I think, that can cause an interesting discussion. It can cause a bit of an argument. Maybe it's just an interesting back and forward. I don't know. But we need to be careful if we're going to get into a heated discussion about it, because maybe that discussion is going to turn into a full-on disagreement, full-on argument. Because the problem with that is one of us might get angry, right? Or both of us. So who's right and who's wrong? This is what causes a bit of a problem. How can two people have completely the opposite point of view? They can't both be right. They can't both be wrong. So who's right and who's wrong? You know, see, this is my point here. I thought that the facts never lie. I thought that the truth could only be obvious. But something is going on here. And I'll tell you, it's in the subconscious mind. See, in my opinion, there you go, there's a discussion point. It comes down to the fact that we humans are sociable creatures, all right? See, our survival in ancient times was due to our ability to belong to the tribe. See, in historic times, humans evolved in clans or small groups or family tribes or whatever, you know? Many of us depended on that tribe for survival, and we still do. Have a think about it out there now. We still belong in a community of like-minded people, friends, families, sports groups, churches, work friends, you name it. We belong to a myriad of clans, of tribes, of like-minded people. That's what it means to be human, right? We can't help it. We often feel a strong need to fit in and be part of the clan, to earn their respect, to earn their approval, to earn the right to belong, you see. That's the strong need we feel. We have to do. We feel compelled to do it. Ever heard of the fear of missing out? Right? That's what we fear. We fear being left out. And it's pretty serious, because in ancient times, if we got cast out of the clan, it probably meant we wouldn't survive. So we have survived. This is good. But what is going on here when it comes to the truth? See, that's what I'm talking about. What does our brain do when it understands or believes what's to be the truth? See, sometimes we believe the facts and the figures depending on what our friends believe or what our friends tell us to believe. Why is that? Well, that's part of belonging, right? That's if we want to belong to our tribe, we have to believe what they say. We have to think what they think. We have to believe in the same thing as they believe in. And that's what the problem is. We need to be careful here, because it might not be the truth. It might not be the whole truth. It might not be true at all, you see, but we're going to defend it no matter what if we want to stay attached to the tribe. So it may come as a shock to people to find out that that's the way our brain works, and we can't help it. We don't always get the facts right. Amazing, isn't it? So what is the truth? what happens to the facts if we're willing to bend the truth like that? See, sometimes we take the facts and figures and we bend them to match our beliefs. Sometimes when it comes to choosing between facts and friends, we choose friends first, yeah? We prefer to choose our friends. Sometimes the real truth is the casualty in that process, because the facts aren't always as important as maintaining friendships. Remember the old saying that facts never lie? Well, I'm here to tell you they might get twisted sometimes, and that's how it happens. So, if this ever happens to you, you need to be careful about the facts that you're choosing to defend. You need to be careful if you're getting into an argument about something. You might not be right. Okay? Have a think about that before you get into a next argument, and have a think about how you deal with people who don't necessarily agree with you. Have a think about it. Drop me a line if you want to discuss it further. Bye for now.